Hello used car drivers. Today we're going to take a look at a 2006 Toyota Corolla LE. This Corolla has 189,000 miles, and yet I tell you what, it runs and drives like new. Of course, Toyota is famous for their dependability and longevity. Though you can definitely tell it's from 2006, I think it's still a pretty decently looking vehicle. It has actual wheels, not hubcaps, which is nice. Nice little sporty spoiler there on the end. Fairly standard wheels. 6-spoke wheels there. All right, let's jump into it here. So first, I'll go ahead and show you the key fob. Pretty standard key fob for Toyota in the early 2000s. Standard key as well. Jumping in, you're greeted with a pretty visually pleasing door panel. I like the door panel, it's very nice. Standard seat. Or seats, I should say. There's that passenger side door panel. Let's go ahead and hop in here. Take that down. All right, we're gonna start off on the leftmost side. This vehicle does have power windows and door locks, as well as power mirrors. There you have your interior like gauge and radio brightness and such dial right there. And I like that Toyota did this for a little bit. As opposed to having a blank switch here, like a lot of auto manufacturers do, they actually put a little coin holder there. Go ahead and fire it up so you can take a look at these gauges. Fairly standard gauges, all very easy to read. This vehicle does have an aftermarket stereo. Extremely easy to see and understand climate controls. I quite like it when they have the dial with the individual settings there that you just turn to. I prefer that over the switch that you have to cycle through, or even independent switches. This is easier to like subconsciously know, or just know after getting used to the vehicle. That way you don't have to take your eyes off the road and hit that button and cycle through till you get to the right one. Same thing with fan speed and temperature. Japanese vehicles are often very good with their storage space, and this is no exception. You've got not an ashtray, little thingy right here, as well as a nice little cubby. Fairly standard sized glove box, perhaps even a little on the large side. Got a little miscellaneous slot right there, 2 cup holders, and your center console storage. So you have this top little bin there. And then below that, you've got your actual center console storage bin. No overhead console for sunglasses and such, but I never end up using them myself anyway. Your mirrors do not have lights. Perhaps the passenger side does? No. However, these serve their function. It does have a little strap here for paper and such. E-brake in the center, I like it there as opposed to being on the driver's left side. Does have little like tweeters off in the corners there, which is nice. And visibility is excellent in this vehicle. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back seat there. Roll the window down always for safety. Whenever you've got a running vehicle, you roll the window down if you're going to leave it and close the door. Same appealing door panel in the back seat. Pretty standard back seat back here, nothing super special. Does have a little flip out hideaway cup holder thing. I think these are neat. Kind of an interesting way to go about solving that problem. and it functions nicely. A lot of these get real sticky or even don't work over time, but Toyota design, so it should work excellently. You do have two switches here, one for your fuel release door. You can pull them independently, one for the trunk. I do like that most of the Toyotas do have little locking gas lids or covers there. And a pretty sizable trunk for the size of the car that it is. Sorry if the brightness isn't letting you get a good idea of its overall size, but it's a good sized trunk. And the load opening there is also pretty large, so you shouldn't have any difficulty fitting pretty substantial cargo back here. Another nice feature are these little pulls that when you pull them, they release the front seats, and then you can just reach up in there and push them down, or if you have something that you're trying to load in there, you can use the object to gently nudge those seats forward. And as I mentioned before, like a Toyota, this may have 189,000 miles, but it runs and drives like it's brand new. Cold air conditioning. It also has great tires. The interior is held up well, as you just saw. And yeah, it's a great little car. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next vehicle.